Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here and we are coming to you today from Pastoria City as it is game 2 from week 1 of the Victory Road series, and the Pastoria Cascade are hosting the Pony Timbers in this rematch from round 5 where they were victorious, and they look to repeat that here again today. So let us know in the comments below who you think will win this one. Will it be the water types? Will it be the ground types? Let's send it down.
3, 2, 1, go!
That's right, the Pastoria Cascade. Last time these sides met, it was on Pony Island, as it will be Garchomp and Hippowdon starting out for the Pony Timbers, and it is Iron Bundle and Samurai starting out for the Pastoria Cascade, and immediately the Sandstorm does get kicked up from that Sandstream ability of Hippowdon, but the triple arrows from Iron Bundle immediately going for Garchomp, and Garchomp has flinched to kick off this match. This allows Samurai to go with the Recycle. It doesn't get to capitalize. Unfortunately, that Recycle is going to fail, and Hippowdon is going to go with the Misty Explosion. That is not the start that the Pony Timbers need, because that is super effective there on the Garchomp. Does get the critical hit on Iron Bundle, but Hippowdon has taken itself out of this matchup already, which is great for the Pastoria Cascade to have the early lead when they've got the time advantage as well. That Sandstorm will do a little bit of damage to the two water types on the field, as it will be. Great Tusk now coming out for the Pony Timbers, and Iron Bundle still with the speed advantage goes with the Bug Bite on the Great Tusk, which is not very effective, but it is going to proceed to snatch away that Leopard Berry and eat it in front of Great Tusk. You do not want to make that part fighting type too angry though, as Garchomp is going to go with the Vice Grip onto Iron Bundle. Does get a good hit there on the part Ice type, and it is followed up by the Flower Trick from Great Tusk, and this critical move is going to be super effective on Iron Bundle, taking it out of the matchup. And that's what I said, you did not want to make Great Tusk angry, and Samurai is going to look to respond for its side with the Infestation, which Great Tusk is going to tank, but it is going to continue to be afflicted by that Infestation. Samurai takes damage from the Sandstorm, but this chilling noise is that Infestation taking effect on Great Tusk. Now out comes Greninja for the Pastoria Cascade, and I do not know why you would have Samurai and Greninja on the field at the same time. These two have been competitive with each other all season, as Greninja uses the Harden to boost its defense, that Protein ability now making it a normal type, and the Defog from Garchomp lowering the evasiveness of Samurai. Great Tusk follows it up with the Slam, gets a great hit there onto Samurai, who responds with the Flame Wheel. This won't be very effective there onto Garchomp here. But as I said, Greninja and Samurai being competitive with each other all season long, even eliminating each other from matchups multiple times. So I do not know why you have these two on the field at the same time, as Greninja with the Discharge, and this is what I mean. It is not very, it's not going to do any damage to the ground types, but it's going to be super effective on Samurai, which means Greninja has just taken out its teammate and given the lead back to the Pony Timbers, and Garchomp is going to go with the Ally Switch, trade in places with Great Tusk on the field, as Great Tusk is going to go with the Rising Voltage. This would normally be super effective on Greninja, but it is now a normal type. Remember, due to that Protein ability, it does have its hidden ability being on the home field, and out comes Inteleon for the Pastoria Cascade. Greninja though, with the Curse, it is going to lower its speed here, but it's also going to boost that attack and defense. It is much more of a special attacker, and Inteleon does look to follow it up. It goes with the Heal Bell, but there are no status conditions on Greninja, so although that bell does chime, it will unfortunately fail, and this allows Garchomp to try and capitalize as it goes with the main look, focusing in on Greninja here. It is going to make it so it can no longer escape. Not that Greninja was looking to go anywhere, and Great Tusk with the Baton Pass, it has had enough for the time being. It is going to go back to the bench. And out in its place comes Palisand, as that Sandstorm has subsided, and Talon is going to go with the Brave Bird onto the Pseudo Legendary, and the bravest of birds has taken out Garchomp. There will be some recoil damage for Inteleon here, but it has leveled the playing field in the process, and Greninja looks to follow it up, going with the low sweep, but that will not work because Palisand is a part ghost type. It is immune to fighting and normal type moves, and Palisand looking to capitalize goes with the Night Slash onto Greninja, get some good chip damage, and Great Tusk will be coming back out onto the field as Inteleon immediately greets it with the Leafage. Super effective, but Great Tusk just tanks that hit and looks to respond with the Darkest Lariat onto Inteleon. Great connection there onto the Galarian Water Starter, as the Collusion Water Starter goes with the Toxic, putting that Toxic onto Palossand, leaving it badly poisoned. This will get progressively worse as Palossand continues out this matchup, but it is going to go with the Zing Zap onto Intel, and that super effective move gets the elimination and puts the Pony Timbers back in front. There is Palossand feeling the effects of that poisoning for the first time. That, as I said, will get progressively worse. It is Clawitzer now coming out for the Pastoria Cascade, and Great Tusk with the Withdraw. It is going to boost that 131 base defense. It's also got that 131 base attack, as the quick attack from Greninja will not affect Palossand. I do not know what Greninja is thinking, continuing to go for those moves. The Axe Kick, though, onto Great Tusk from Clawitzer. Palossand looks to respond with the Magma Storm, but Greninja is able to avoid that attack, and there is Palossand. Its poisoning is slowly getting worse here, and Great Tusk, looking to do its part, goes with the Fake Out, but unfortunately that does fail, and it opens the door for Greninja to try and capitalize as it goes with the defense kill. So yet again in this match, it is going to boost that physical defense here. Clawitzer is going to go with the Power Swap, choosing Great Tusk as that target to switch all of the changes to its attack and special attack. Palossand with the Calm Mind, it's going to boost those special stats that it has, including that 100 base special attack, see if it can capitalize on it before that poisoning takes it out of this matchup. Now remember, this is a best of 3 game. They need 2 victories here as the rollout is being set up by Great Tusk. First going for Greninja. This will get progressively stronger with each successful connection, and we get the Stuffed Cheeks now from Greninja, yet again boosting that defense of it, as well as chowing down on its Leopard Bear, and Clawitzer is going to go with the Aqua Jet on a Great Tusk. Super effective, but Great Tusk tanks that move, and Palossand follows it back with the payback onto Greninja. Great Tusk is going to look to continue its rollout, but first Palossand's poisoning is getting much worse. It is running out of time, but Great Tusk with the rollout onto Greninja. Greninja is going to respond with the Throat Chop. Greninja tanking yet another move that was not very effective, and Clawitzer follows it up with the Magic Room on the field, making it so all of the Pokemon's held items do lose their effects, and every Pokemon in the PokeType League does have a Leopard Bear, as the grassy terrain is set up by Palossand here on the field. So everybody who's taken damage and has their feet planted on the ground, as we see happening to Great Tusk, has its health restored, as does Greninja. So this actually benefits both sides. It is a questionable play by Palossand to see if it works, but Palossand is still holding on after that poison, and Great Tusk continues the rollout onto Greninja, and Greninja holds on. You have to think that was because of the grassy terrain, which is now going to become an electric terrain thanks to Greninja. And Greninja was able to capitalize thanks to that grassy terrain, and Clawitzer follows it up with it's going to ride that Surf. It takes out everybody on the field, including Greninja, but it's leveled the playing field in doing so, because it's taken out Palossand and it's taken out Great Tusk. Pastoria Cascade have taken out 2 of their own Pokemon, as it is Raichu in its Alolan form coming out for Pastoria Cascade. It is Sandaconda being joined by Donphan on the side of the Pony Timbers, and that Alolan Raichu being the Terrestrial Draftee for the Pastoria Cascade will take on that fantastic fountainy form. See if it can capitalize now that is that part water typing. And with the speed advantage, immediately goes with the Scorching Sands onto Donphan. Does get a good hit there, as Sandaconda looks to go for its first move of the matchup, being the last resort, but unfortunately that does fail, and this allows Clawitzer to try and capitalize, going with the Giga Impact. And they are focusing in on Donphan here. They do not want it to build momentum, as Donphan does look to respond with the Tri-Attack onto Clawitzer. Gets a good hit, but Raichu does respond for its side with the Tickle. It is going to lower those physical stats of Donphan here that are both base 120. Sandaconda is looking to do its part, going with the Mud Shot here onto Clawitzer. Gets a really good hit there, as well as lowering Clawitzer's speed. And Donphan's now quicker than the Water type, going with the Force Palm. Another good hit there on a Clawitzer, who has to recharge after that Giga Impact, which means Raichu has to do all the heavy lifting at the moment, going for the Psychic Fangs, and Donphan has been eliminated with that critical hit. The Pastoria Cascade have just taken the lead as we're in the late stages of Game 1 in this match. And the battlers do share their pain there, do Sandaconda and Raichu, but the disable from Clawitzer, a fantastic play, because this is going to leave Sandaconda to struggle as it has been disabled. The Magic Room does wear off, and Raichu is going to go with the agility boost and speed. It knows it has time, because while Sandaconda is disabled, it is just going to be doing damage to itself whilst doing damage to the water types at the same time. And Clawitzer looking to capitalize, goes for the Blizzard, but Sandaconda is able to avoid what would have been a super effective attack and surely would have been the end of this match. And Raichu, though, is going to go with the Toxic Thread. This is going to slow down Sandaconda, but it's also going to leave it poisoned, which is going to chip away its health. Sandaconda needs to go for some big hits here onto the Pastoria Cascade, but unfortunately it has no moves left, so it's just left to struggle. Almost taking out Clawitzer, but it does get the recoil damage, and this allows Clawitzer to respond with the Calm Mind. We saw this earlier, it is going to boost its own special stats, including that 120 base attack. It could really capitalize on that right now, but first Sandaconda does feel the effects of that poisoning. We are getting so close to the end of game 1, and Raichu with the Trick Room, it is going to reverse the speed order, which is immediately going to make Clawitzer quicker than Sandaconda right now, and it is going to go with the Sand Attack, lowering that accuracy, but it is just going to be continuing to struggle on the field and getting that recoil damage. And there it is, connecting with the struggle onto Raichu. Sandaconda gets the recoil damage, but it's actually the poisoning that's going to finish off Sandaconda, giving the victory of game 1 to the Pastoria Cascade. And that was very close. The Pony Team has held their own really well here, but we are going to get a field reset and the sides will switch, which means now the Pony Timbers have their hidden abilities, and it will be Floatzel and Dondozo starting out for the Pastoria Cascade. It is Mudsdale and Dunsparce starting out for the Pony Timbers, so immediately the Timbers are starting out with their own Terrestrial Pokemon, who's going to take on that ground type and shedding the normal type that it regularly has, and this is quite a crown that takes effect, I must say, but we'll see if the Dunsparce can continue that form it had during the regulation season, as the Seismic Toss onto Mudsdale from Floatzel is going to be responded by the Dunsparce, going with the Powder Snow. Not very effective on Dozo and Floatzel, but Floatzel is left frozen to kick off this matchup. It is frozen solid, and Mudsdale could capitalize, going with the Quiver Dance. So it is going to boost its special attack now. They are much more physical Pokemon, boosting that special defense in the process as well, but it's boosted that speed. I do not expect it to be quicker than Floatzel, though, is the Aqua Tail from Dondozo, and Mudsdale is eliminated already with that super effective move. Those boosted stats are irrelevant, and out comes Crocodile for the Pony Timbers. And Floatzel is frozen solid. This is going to allow Crocodile to try and capitalize, going with the Worry Seed. So Floatzel isn't even going to know right now that its ability has just been changed from Swift Swim to Insomnia, and you have to wonder what is going to keep Floatzel awake at night, as the Dazzling Gleam follow-up from the Dunsparce connects with both Water-type Pokemon, and Dondozo is going to go with the double hit onto Crocodile, connects with that first one, connects with that second one, doing some good combination damage there to the part Dark type, but Floatzel is still frozen solid, so Dondozo needs to do all the heavy lifting in the meantime, and Crocodile is going to go for the Future Sight, focusing in on Dondozo here as it foresees that attack, and the Dunsparce follows up with the Parabolic Charge. This is really clever because it doesn't affect Crocodile, but it is super effective on both Floatzel and Dondozo there. Normally would restore the Dunsparce's health, as well as the Magma Storm is avoided by the Dunsparce here, and Floatzel is still frozen solid, and it is in knockout range. Crocodile could finish it off here, going with the Worry Seed now on to Dondozo. So now Dondozo is going to have that Insomnia ability. They want these water types being kept up all night long with whatever they think is going to go wrong. And now the Sucker Punch from the Dunsparce is unfortunately going to fail. And this allows the Heat Wave from Dondozo to connect with both Crocodile and the Dunsparce. Critical hit on Crocodile, but it activates that Anger Point ability, maxing out its attack. You do not want to be struck by Crocodile now, as Floatzel is still frozen, and Crocodile looking to capitalize goes with the Pound onto the Dondozo. Sorry, so many D's, as the Dragon Breath, the 1-2 combination, does finish off Dondozo in this matchup, and Floatzel has no idea what's going on, as out comes Basculegion, and Floatzel still has no idea what's going on because it is still frozen solid unless its eyes are open in that freezing ice. And the Bleak Windstorm finishes it off from Crocodile, also doing damage to Basculegion in the process, and Basculegion is going to go with the Petal Blizzard. This is going to be super effective and takes Crocodile out of the match. That is a crucial elimination for the Pastoria Cascade, because Crocodile with that maxed out attack was doing massive damage. The Screech now from the Dunsparce onto Basculegion is going to greatly lower its physical defense here. Now out comes Clawitzer for the Pastoria Cascade. It will be Palisand coming out for the Pony Timbers. Get the Petal Dance from Basculegion, super effective there onto the Dunsparce, immediately putting the Pastoria Cascade in front here, which is going to put Palisand by itself on the field for the time being. Clawitzer looking to capitalize, goes with the Sweet Kiss, but Palisand is able to avoid that attack, and it is going to look to respond with the Terror Blast onto Clawitzer. Gets a good hit there as Palisand is shortly going to be joined, and it is Donphan coming out for the Pony Timbers, immediately being met by the Petal Dance, and Donphan is able to hang on by a thread. Basculegion is left in a confused state due to the fatigue. Clawitzer could finish it off here though, going with the Rock Smash, but instead it goes for Palisand again. That Ghost typing coming into play allows Donphan to go with the Poison Jab onto Clawitzer. Gets a really good hit there, and Palisand is going to follow it up with the Fake Out, but unfortunately that does fail. Basculegion needs to shake off this confusion. It could finish off what it was doing and take Donphan out of this matchup. And that it will, going with the Grass Pledge, finishing the job it started. That super effective move takes Donphan out. The best Pastoral Cascade taking all the momentum. That growth is going to boost Clawitzer's attack and special attack here. Clawitzer again with that 120 base special attack. The Mega Punch, it is going to be avoided by Clawitzer from Palisand, and out comes Sandaconda yet again for the Pony Timbers, and Basculegion has already snapped out of its confusion as it is going to go with the Shock Wave, which will not affect Palisand. It is also immune to electric type attacks thanks to its ground typing. The Encore, because Sandaconda wants to see those electric types keep coming from the Pastoral Cascade. The Strength now from Clawitzer going for Palisand yet again. Those immunities coming into play, and the Shadow Force now being set up by Palisand, who vanishes from the field instantly. Basculegion with the Ice Shard. This will be super effective, but it goes for Palisand, who has vanished, and this allows Sandaconda to go with the Metal Sound onto Basculegion here. Now Basculegion having that special defense, love it a great deal, and Clawitzer with the Brave Bird on to Sandaconda. Gets a really good hit there. There is a little bit of recoil damage, but there are 4 Pokemon remaining for the Pastoral Cascade as the Shadow Force finishes off Clawitzer. Palisand getting that crucial elimination to try and stop that momentum of the Pastoral Cascade, and it is Inteleon now coming out for the Pastoral Cascade immediately with the Disarming Voice. This will connect with both Sandaconda and Palisand, and Basculegion follows it up with the Revelation Dance. This is going to be super effective onto Palisand, and it gets the elimination. Sandaconda is all by itself. You have to think it will not be able to get the job done surely against 3 Water-type Pokemon, as it goes with the Power Swap onto Basculegion. Inteleon looking to capitalize, going with the Sand Tomb onto Sandaconda. Gets some good chip damage, but it's also become trapped in that Quicksand. You'd have to think normally Sandaconda would like being in Quicksand, as the Cosmic Power now from Basculegion is going to give itself a defense and special defense boost. Sandaconda is going to go with the Gunk Shot here onto Inteleon. Gets a great hit, and that is what Sandaconda needs to do, and it's left Inteleon with that poisoning, so it will be having a bit of chip damage done in the process. But speaking of chip damage, there is that Quicksand doing damage to Sandaconda, who's trapped by that Sand Tomb, and Inteleon going for the Calm Mind. It is feeling so focused right now. It is going to go and boost those special stats of it. Basculegion could go in for the easy finish and give that Pastoral Cascade side the victory and the ability to move on to week 2 of the Leaders Trials, as Sandaconda does have its accuracy lowered from the Sand Attack. It goes with the tackle onto Inteleon. Inteleon's able to hold on, but the poisoning is going to take it out. Sandaconda is doing exactly what it needs to do, because it is going to end that Sand Tomb as well. Now out comes Iron Bundle for the Pastoral Cascade, who has the speed advantage, immediately going with the Bitter Blade onto Sandaconda, and it finishes the job. The Pastoral Cascade have won this series 2-0, and they are going to move on to face the Akala Capsules. We could have had an all-Alola game in week 2 of the Victory Road series, but instead it will be the Pastoral Cascade hosting the Akala Capsules next week. But that was a fantastic showing by the Water types, capitalizing on their type advantage over the Pony Timbers. Now we will continue this match here, because we will be having an exhibition game between the remaining Pokemon, but that confirms that match for next week, as out comes the Dunsparce and Crocodile for the Pony Timbers. It will be Raichu and Dondozo coming out for the Pastoral Cascade. The 2 Terrestrial Pokemon coming out onto the field, but this will be the last time we see the Dunsparce terrestrialize this season. However, Raichu will be continuing to play for the Pastoral Cascade this season. And after a fantastic showing as well by the Pony Timbers to get back into a leader's 8, unfortunately the Pastoria Cascade able to capitalize on that water typing advantage and just came in so focused here. But this exhibition game, Pony Timbers going to look to get a little bit of redemption. But first, Raichu with the matcha gotcha, going for that super effective hit straight up on to the ground types, doing great damage to both the Dunsparce and Crocodile. Also leaving Crocodile with that burn, so not only is it going to receive passive damage, it cuts into its physical attack, as Crocodile is going to go with the Take Heart, boosting its special attack and its special defense. And in the process as well, that Take Heart immediately cures it of that burn, and the Mega Drain super effective there by the Dunsparce onto Dondozo. Both these sides are weak to grass type attacks, and they were guaranteed to go into next week with the type advantage over the rock types, as the Screech from Dondozo onto the Dunsparce is going to greatly lower its physical defense, and Raichu is going to follow it up with the Scary Face, lowering that speed here of Crocodile a great deal. And the Dunsparce is now quicker than Crocodile, and the Dunsparce with the shift gear might actually become quicker than Raichu, giving itself a great speed boost as well as boosting that attack here. And Crocodile is now going to go with the power trip onto Raichu, gets a fantastic hit there. Dondozo with the Side Blade, but it goes for Crocodile, who's a part Dark type, so it's actually immune to Psychic type attacks. Now, the Dunsparce is going to ride that Surf, which is actually super effective on its own teammate, not very effective on the water types. Raichu is in knockout range, however, and the Scratch onto Crocodile. Crocodile is able to hold on, and it's going to respond with the Bitter Malice, going for Dondozo. It gets a great hit there, but it could have eliminated Raichu. Does lower the attack stat of Dondozo, though, who is going to respond with the Grass Pledge onto the Dunsparce. Super effective hit, and the Dunsparce is going to respond with the Hone Claws here. And that boosted attack and accuracy of the Dunsparce. And we get the Burning Jealousy here from Raichu, which is going to connect with both the Dunsparce, leaving it now with the burn, but it's going to eliminate Crocodile from this matchup, getting the first elimination on the board. The Pastoria Cascade looking to go 3-0 in this series, as the Frenzy Plant follow-up is going to eliminate the Dunsparce and complete the huge play for the Pastoria Cascade. And they are taking the early lead here, as now out comes Hippowdon for the Pony Timbers, who we briefly saw earlier on, and it is going to be joined by Great Tusk. And there is that Sandstorm being kicked up thanks to that Sandstream ability. And Raichu now immediately with the Water Gun onto Great Tusk, gets a fantastic super effective hit. Great Tusk is able to hold on though, and it is going to respond with the Muddy Water, but Dondozo is able to avoid that attack. However, Raichu, it's not very effective on it thankfully, so it's able to withstand it, having its accuracy lowered in the process. Hippowdon follows up though with the headbutt onto Dondozo, putting it in knockout range after that critical hit, but Dondozo has to recharge after that Frenzy Plant, and there is Raichu being hit by the Sandstorm. It's still in this matchup. Dondozo also being hit by the Sandstorm. Raichu is going to go with the Corrosive Gas. This is going to burn up everybody's Leopard Berry on the field, because every Pokemon in the PokeType League does hold on to a Leopard Berry to try and restore those PP if necessary. But the Aqua Jet from Great Tusk is not enough to take out Dondozo. The Mud Shot though from Hippowdon will finish the job, and you have to think that Sandstorm is surely going to take Raichu out of this match. And there is Raichu taking that damage, leveling the playing field. So the Pony Timbers have worked their way back into this. As I said, this is their redemption match. This is an exhibition game, as now out comes Greninja for the Pastoria Cascade. And of course it is joined by Samurai yet again by the Pastoria Cascade, as Greninja with that Protean ability goes with the Leaf Blade onto Hippowdon. Super effective, as it has just become a Grass type, and the Magic Powder now from Great Tusk. So Samurai is going to become a Psychic type. We have a Psychic type Samurai and a Grass type Greninja, as Samurai goes with a Magic Powder of its own. Everybody on the field is changing types, because now Hippowdon is also a Psychic type. I do not know if I'll remember all of these, as we get the Sweet Kiss on to Samurai from Hippowdon, which is going to leave Samurai confused, wondering what just happened. And Greninja is going to take the damage from that Sandstorm, as will Samurai. But also, so will Hippowdon, because it is no longer a ground type, and it's the one that set up the Sandstorm. And the spikes are being set up by Greninja, being thrown out onto the side of the Pony Timbers. So now any Pokemon that comes out for the Pony Timbers and lands in them will be taking damage from those spikes. But the Ember is super effective onto Greninja from Great Tusk, as Samurai needs to shake off this confusion. and is successful in doing so, setting up the Psychic terrain on the field here. See if we can get some Psychic type moves being boosted, as it is a Psychic type Samurott and a Psychic type Hippowdon, remember. And Hippowdon with a matcha gotcha of its own, but this will not be very effective on Greninja and Samurott. It's not even super effective on, because it's no longer a water type either, as Greninja is going to be left with that burn, however, so that is going to cut into its physical attack, and there is Hippowdon having its health restored thanks to the Magic Gotcha, taking health from both Samurott and Greninja and Samurott and Hippowdon are all still taking damage from the Sandstorm, but Greninja is now also going to be feeling the effects of that burn that's cutting into its physical attack. Opponent Timbers seeming to be holding their own much better in this exhibition game, as the Tar Shot now onto Hippowdon is going to lower its speed. It's already slower than the water types, but it's just become weaker to fire type moves, as well as Great Tusk is going to go with the Accelerock onto Samurott. Samurott actually tanks that hit really well, and it is in that confused state. It really needs to shake it off, but unfortunately it is going to do damage to itself, which is always terrible to see, and Hippowdon looking to capitalize is going to go with the fake tears, because it really doesn't care, and in the process it is going to lower that special defense of Greninja, as that Sandstorm has finally subsided, but Greninja is still feeling the effects of that burn that it just cannot shake, and Greninja now with the Hypnosis is going to put the Psychic type Hippowdon to sleep. Keeping in mind Greninja is a Grass type. That is the type it took on when it came onto this field, with that Protean ability, and Great Tusk with that cutting that Grass type down. Greninja is in knockout range, and Samurott is still in a confused state. Surely it's not going to take out Greninja. No, it's going to take out itself with the Lunar Dance. These two do not know what to do when they are on the field together. This is not good for the Pastoria Cascade, but at least they know they are moving on to next week, as Hippowdon is fast asleep on the field. And Greninja is able to still hang on after that burn, as it is now going to be joined by Floatzel on the field, and Greninja still the quickest on the field with the Dragon Rush onto Great Tusk. Great Tusk is actually able to hang on. Floatzel could finish the job going with the Bullet Punch, instead goes for Hippowdon, does not do much damage however, and Great Tusk is going to go with the Sleep Powder, but it goes for Greninja, so it will not work because it's already got a status condition, and Hippowdon is asleep on the field, speaking of sleeping Pokemon, but Greninja with that burn is going to be eliminated from this matchup, and now it's actually the Pony Timbers with the 4-2 advantage, as out comes Basculegion for the Pastoria Cascade, and it does have that Mold Breaker ability allowing it to break the mold, but first Floatzel with the Sacred Sword to finish Great Tusk off and take it out of this matchup. We will not be seeing it for the rest of the season, unfortunately, as the Sludge Wave almost takes out Hippowdon, but it is going to leave Floatzel with the poisoning. Basculegion has just poisoned its own team, and I hope the Pastoria Cascade are not this reckless when they go up against the Akala Capsules, as there is Floatzel feeling the effects of that poisoning for the first time. The weirdness has disappeared from the field, as out comes Garchomp for the Pony Timbers, immediately landed in those spikes that were set up earlier, and Floatzel is still the quickest on the field. It goes for the Sing, but it goes for the Sleeping Hippowdon. It could have put the Pseudo Legendary to sleep, who is going to go with the Darkest Lariat onto Basculegion, and it is a one-hit wonder. It even gets the critical hit to take Basculegion out of this matchup. Floatzel is all by itself on this field. It does know it's going into next week, though. As Hippowdon has woken up, it goes with the Brine onto Floatzel, not very effective, and following that up is Floatzel feeling the effects of that poisoning on the field, as it still has the speed advantage, and it goes with the Self-Destruct. Now it does take out Hippowdon as well as itself, but it clearly had enough. It knows that the Pastoria Cascade are moving on to week 2, so it was happy to give that exhibition victory to the Pony Timbers, but next week it will be the Pastoria Cascade going up against the Akala Capsules. We will see the Pony Timbers next season, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.